This here's a topic you might call a little sensitive. I'm talking about size, and not the size of your heart neither. It can be made of gold, but you'll never get to share it with most women if you're not packing the right kind of tool. Not for long, anyways. She can tell you it don't matter none and pat you on the back, but that little old thing is as bad for your sex life as a sign hanging from your head that says, "Pass me by. Nothing special here." Sorry to have to be the one to put it out there like that, but hey, it's just us talking here, and I got no reason to pull your leg, and every reason to help you out. I'm going to be real honest with you, friend. I don't know about you, but this pipsqueak penis thing has been with me since I was a young'un, spending all my gym periods hiding in the library. There was no way in creation I was going to give the other kids something to laugh about. The gym teacher got to thinking I was a crippled or something. In my senior year, though, it happened anyway. I was surprised one day when they handed out the same exact outfit to every kid in the school. Well, to be exact, one for the boys and one for the girls. They sent us all to the locker rooms to change for that damned school picture. Friend, I ain't gonna lie, I was a mess. I must have given myself away. I was so nervous. I mean, everybody's got something they're ashamed of, right? Then that little jerk Bobby Miller fulfilled my deepest fear just as I was changing. Earl the girl. Yeah, he said it. And yeah, it stuck. And because I grew up, went to school, and even lived to this day in that same small town, I had to put up with that nickname for almost my whole life. The almost part is why I'm here talking to you today. In just a minute, I've got one heck of a secret to share with you, so that you'll never feel small again, the way I used to. It was a big problem for my love life, if you can call it that. The first gal I thought would say yes to marrying me, I walked down the aisle with her. I don't like talking bad about people, so I won't say too much about my ex, or how she ran off with that creep who owns the Ford dealership in the next town over, and left me high and dry. I'll just say I paid my dues to be here talking to you. The smallness that stuck with me all those years hurt. I ain't afraid to say it, but before I run off telling you all about my former problems, I do want to tell you it has a happy ending, and the beginning of it goes like this. Aw hell, I respect your time, so I'll give you a teeny peek at the ending first. I met me a girl so far out of my league, it ain't even funny. And now I'm swinging a stick big enough, ain't nobody gonna poke fun at me. The best part is, the big stick part is 100% brain dead easy to do for any guy. Yeah, that includes you too, friend. And just so you know, we're gonna do all this without crazy devices or expensive pills, and we sure ain't gonna have the doc slicing and dicing down where the sun don't shine. Just simple tips and common sense things you can do that'll have her bragging to her friends about what a big man you are. So there. Okay, now that we got that settled, let me tell you how I came to be in a position to add some real estate to, well, let's just say manhood. It was a fine spring day just outside Little Rock, where I live. Now don't get to snickering. It really was a fine day, and it really was spring. March the 4th. I remember 'cause my check from the feed store where I work was due on the 1st, and it was 3 days late. Anyhow, I was doing some shopping at the supermarket down on Center Street. My ex-wife was long gone, and I was getting settled into a routine, doing my own shopping and such. You might have guessed I'm not much for keeping up the house, doing the food shopping and such. But damn, I'm glad I was at that particular Piggly Wiggly store on that particular day. I was walking out the door with my bags of food and thinking about heading to the country western place that evening to see about trying to meet a gal. My lonely old 48-year-old self was getting pretty desperate for some female companionship, is how I felt. Well, before I could even get outside, this little gal, all of 23, with her red hair pulled up in a high ponytail, crosses right smack in front of me and trips on the little metal strip thing by the door. And brother, down she went. That ain't the really interesting part, though. She was taking every cent of the small change from the registers back to the office, and it went everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. Inside people's shoes, including mine. One enterprising quarter even rolled halfway down the bread aisle, heading on to the big Oreo display. Then the laughing started. Poor Arlene. splayed out there, and somehow in the fall her work skirt had flapped over her panties, so she was out there in front of God and everybody. I don't have any earthly idea why I did what I did. I was just kinda on autopilot thing. But without even thinking, I took off my work jacket and half laid, half threw it over her. When she looked up at me, I could tell she was already crying. But those eyes looked right at me, and there was just something there. That's the only way I know how to say it. Something was there. Now, me with my spare tire and being 48, looking at a gorgeous gal of 23 who must have weighed 94 pounds soaking wet, that'd usually add up to her saying a polite, "Thank you, sir," and going on her way. But my lucky stars weren't having it that day. No sirree. I took her by the hand and helped her up, with her eyes on me the whole time. Then I set out to help her collect every cent of that money she dropped. Well, the readout from the register said we were a single quarter short, and personally, I think that went into the pocket of the guy buying the bottle of $2 Chuck.